recognition of National Alzheimer's Disease Month, a recent study from UW-Madison shows the brains of deceased military veterans had higher risk to Alzheimer's disease compared to non-veterans. Researchers studied the brains of veterans who served during World War II, Vietnam, and the Korean War. Dr. Ryan Powell, Director of Data Science at UW, says the research aims to shape policies for better health equity and treatment for veterans.
And we found increased odds for those that have a military history versus those that didn't. This research can build to make a difference, and really get at what is driving these risks, and to get resources to veterans that'll benefit the most.